always how it seems when it's so together.
Hey guys, this is my first YouTube video. Today I'm gonna do a makeup tutorial. Well, I'm gonna try to give you a makeup tutorial. Yeah, using the Daisy Marquez palette. So yeah, I'm gonna come up with something today and I'm gonna try to show y'all. Before anything, I like to prep my skin so like it's nice and ready for foundation and stuff. So today I'm gonna be using a matte foundation and a matte concealer. So I'm gonna try to moisturize like extra around my T-zone. Since my face is dry, it doesn't really get oily. Moisturizer I'm using today is by Pond's, and I really like this one. It's really cheap too. Yeah, it's the dry skin cream. Yeah, I'm gonna take that and put that all over my face. And I don't really use like primer or any other skin products, mostly because like it just makes me break out. Like everything I use on my face just makes me break out except for this, and it makes my skin smooth and it doesn't like get in my pores, so it just smooths the area out. So that's why I like this. And I moisturize my lips. Today I'm gonna use, well, actually doesn't like really matter what lip balm you use. I'll just use this one real quick. Let's put on lip balm. So now I'm gonna do my brows and one eye off camera, but the way I do like my upper portion of my face is I put my foundation, I lay my foundation on my forehead first because I don't conceal the top of my eyebrows because it just makes it look really cakey. So I just put the foundation so I can put the eyebrows on top, and then I do my eyes and then my face. So I'm gonna do my forehead, my brows, and then one eye off camera, and I'll be right back. So I came up with this look right here. I know it looks like really crazy right now, but after we finish everything, we do the lower lash line, inner corner highlight, lashes. It should really tie it together. I think it came out really nice. Okay, anyway, so yeah, this is the look I came up with. So I'm gonna show you how to do it on this eye. Okay, so I prime my eyes with concealer. So I'm gonna take my Shape Tape and just put some on there. And I blend it with my fingers because it's more precise than a brush or a beauty sponge, to be honest. I was gonna try something new today and not set the lids, but I haven't done that before, so I'm just gonna stick to what I usually do. Maybe I'll try it off camera and then I'll see how it works, and if it works then I'll do something on here with it. But for today, I'm just gonna do what I usually do, and I'm gonna set that lid with the loose powder that I use on my face. I'll show y'all later when I use it on my face. So my eye is set. Oh yeah, so I have foundation on my forehead, my eyebrows done. If y'all want an eyebrow tutorial, just let me know. I'm still working on them, but if y'all want to know how I do them, then I will definitely make a video. But for now, I'm gonna show you how to do this look. So what I started with was the color Dulce right here, and I'm gonna take this on a blending brush. I know this looks dirty, but it's because I was using it for this eye, so it is dirty, but like not from a previous time before this. So I'm gonna take that color Dulce and I'm gonna build it up in my crease. So for that color, you're gonna want to bring it kind of high, so any color you put on top blends easily into it, so you're gonna want to bring it up higher. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this color Flower right here, it's this yellow color. I'm gonna put that in the crease over Dulce, but I'm not gonna bring it as high. It's just gonna be like an extra transition, so it could extra blend because like there's a lot of colors going on here. So yeah, I'm gonna use that same brush, take a little less. I'm not gonna build it up as much. Now that we have that, I'm just gonna take a bigger fluffy brush like this one, and I'm just gonna blend the edges out with that, so the base of the shadow is blended out, so everything on top could also be blended out too. So our transition is set and ready to go for other shades. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this slanted brush, and I'm gonna pick up the caramel color right here, the red orangey kind of, I don't know. I'm gonna pick that up and pack it on my outer corner, like the outer half. So now that's packed on there, I'm gonna take my blending brush. It's just like a regular blending brush. I'm gonna blend it. I'm gonna drag it out, like as you can see here. I dragged it out a lot here, but we're gonna clean it up later. So I'm gonna, yeah, just drag that out and bring it up. Okay, so now that that's blended, I'm gonna go back in with this brush, and I'm gonna take, oh my god, I'm gonna take that same color. I'm gonna pack it on the outside, but the only different thing I'm gonna do this time is place it on my inner crease, so when I cut the crease, there's a defined line. So yeah, I'm just gonna place it, not blending with the brush because there's a lot of product. Like so. And then I'm gonna take that same brush I was blending with the red, and I'm gonna blend this out. If you're blending and it gets too harsh, you're gonna wanna go back in with that brush I used for transition. And since it already has those colors on it, the neutral shades, it should blend it out easily into the base. So that's what I'm doing right now. So you're gonna do that back and forth whenever it gets a little harsh. Okay? I'm gonna repeat that step I did with the packing the red on the outer corner in the crease, and I'm gonna blend it out. Okay, so now that we have that one shade, it looks like all one shade right now, but it's blended for the most part. So now to deepen up the outer corner and the inner crease, so we have a defined line when we cut the crease, I'm gonna take this flat blending brush, and I'm gonna take the shade Vintage right here. And same thing, I'm gonna pack on the outer V of the eye. And then I'm gonna place it on the inner crease. And then I'm gonna take this same brush, and we're just gonna blend that into what we blended before. So guys, since this is my first video, I was thinking of like my second video, if y'all want, do a Q&A. I should post like one of those sticker things on my story, the questions, and y'all ask questions, I'll answer them on a video if y'all are interested in that. Or I'll do my everyday makeup tutorial or routine, just whatever y'all want. I'll probably ask y'all in a poll or something, but we shall see. Okay, and then same thing, just go back with that brush with the transitions on it and blend the edges so it doesn't get too harsh. And I know it's pretty high right now, but it's gonna come together because it's gonna be kind of dramatic with the lashes and stuff, so it shouldn't look bad at the end. So okay, then I'm just gonna repeat that step one more time, but I'm just gonna put Vintage on the outer corner this time. I think the inner crease is defined enough for right now, so I'm just gonna put Vintage on the outer corner and blend, and then we'll go on to the next step. So now that we're done with that step, I'm gonna cut the crease now. For the crease, what I do is my actual crease, let me show y'all. My actual crease is right here, but since I have hooded eyes, if I were to look straight, you wouldn't be able to see what I did on my lid. So I cut the crease way higher than it's supposed to be. So that's what I'm gonna do on this side too. And then I'm gonna set it with the same face powder, loose face powder I use to set my eyelids. And when you cut your crease, you're gonna wanna make sure the layer of concealer you're cutting your crease with is really thin, because if not, then the shimmer or whatever you put on your lid, it will crease. Okay, so now my crease is cut, and I think they kind of look the same size, right? Yeah, okay, for the most part. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the lid shades on. So I got a flat brush like this, and I'm gonna get my first color, which is Dream. And for the bigger area of the inner part, I'm going to use this brush. I'm just going to spray it. And I'm going to apply on the inner part. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same thing with the color Lucid. Just get it on the other side of the brush that I didn't use for the blue. I'm going to spray it and then put it on the bigger part of the middle section of my lid. Now you can see the colors on my lid, but the top is empty. I'm gonna use a smaller brush so I can really get precise in there. So I'm gonna take this really tiny brush right here. I don't know what it is or where it came from, but I'm gonna do the same thing, repeat the steps I did, wet the brush, and I'm just gonna get really close to the line, really precise. So now that the blue's done, I'm gonna flip it and do the same thing with the purple in the middle section. Okay, so now that I have the shades on, I'm gonna take the big brush I used first to pack on the lid shades. I'm gonna take that. Let me see, where is it? And I'm gonna flip the brush back and forth since there's a different color on each side. And on the middle where the two colors connect, so it just blends into each other without looking kind of harsh. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that same flat blending brush right here, the one we use for Vintage on the outer corner, and I'm going to take Vintage right here, and I'm going to place it on the outer corner right here, just to deepen it up if we lost them along the way of blending. Then I'm going to flip the brush with a little less product, and I'm going to blend half of the brush on the shimmer side, half of the brush on the matte side, and just move it side to side so the harsh line can blend out a bit. Now during this process, you might lose some of the purple shimmer, you see. So what I did was I just went back and forth, blend, add some purple, blend, add some purple. Okay, so now for the face. I'm going to use my Fenty Beauty Foundation in the shade 280. And I'm going to apply this all over my face, except for my forehead because we put that on earlier before we did our eyebrows. I'm just going to bring it up to the temples kind of. And with the foundation, I'm also going to clean up this inner part where I got shadow. And with this foundation, I do work like off the back of my hand because if I place dots, it's matte, so it dries fast, so it'll be hard to blend by the time I get to it. So I just pick up as I go. So now I'm gonna get my concealer, and the concealer is the part that's really gonna clean up all of this and make it like come together kind of before the lashes. So the concealer I'm using is my Tarte Shape Tape in the shade 365 Medium Tan Sand. I take a little bit of this. I don't do the whole highlighting process like on the forehead or nose or anything because this is already dry, and it's just gonna make my skin look more dry than it already is, and it's just gonna look really gross. Okay, so now that the concealer is blended out, what we're gonna want to do is we're gonna want to set before we finish underneath the eyes. So I'm gonna take a dry Morphe sponge and I'm gonna get my powder. The powder I'm using is like, this powder is really good. I really recommend this powder because first of all, it's drugstore. The only thing is that it's not translucent. It's like you have to get your shade in it, but it's really finely milled and like it will set your makeup. You won't crease. There's no flashback. It just makes your skin look really smooth, and it sets for a long time. So I'm gonna take this powder, and I'm in the shade 20. It's the Maybelline Fit Me powder, the loose powder. And I'm gonna take it on my dry sponge and press it in wherever I put my concealer or in my T-zone. So now that I've done that, I don't like to press it onto my forehead because it'll get in my brows and it'll just mess it up. So I'll show you how I set my forehead. But now I get my sponge that I was using for my face products, the wet one, the damp one. I blend the powder in with my damp sponge because it really melted in there. See, there's hardly any excess, but the excess that there is left, I'm gonna take like a really dense brush, and this is Real Techniques Expert face brush, and this is a really good brush for this. I just dust it off like so, anywhere that I put powder. And as you can tell, there's already powder on here, so I just take whatever's left on here and press it to the center of my forehead, to the spots that tend to get oily. And that's how I set my forehead. Okay, so now to finish the underneath of our eyes, I'm gonna take the first brush we use on the top for the transitions, and I'm gonna take Dulce and Flower, and I'm gonna mix them, and I'm gonna just put it under. Okay, I'm gonna also use these shades to blend out this line right here at the edge, just to make it blown out and less harsh, like that. I'm gonna give Karma just a little bit and put that also underneath, but closer to the outer. And the last shade I'm gonna take is this shade, the shade Vintage, and I'm gonna take that on the outer corner and just blend it into the outer reach like this. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this angled brush, and I don't have any like liner, blue liner like this. I'm just gonna take Dream on this brush and put it in my waterline. Okay, now that that shade is like literally all in my contacts, I actually really like it. Like, it's a really good touch to like the look. It just ties it together. The next step is I'm gonna contour. I don't really contour, I just bronze up my face. And the bronzer I use is a Toofaced Chocolate Solei in medium deep. And I just take like a big fluffy angled brush and put this on the perimeters of my face, and I dust some on my nose so my nose doesn't look flat. Okay, so now that we're nice and bronzed, the next step I like to do is blush, and I like to use like a big fluffy brush for the blush because I don't like to overthink where blush goes. I just do one swipe and it's done. I'm gonna take this Tarte blush in the shade Feisty, and I'm gonna just take quite a bit of that, just run it in there and smile. Actually, I'm gonna go blend my eyeshadow real quick on this side to really blend this one out, because this one's okay, but I'm gonna work on this one. I'm gonna take this flat brush, and this one's good for blending because when I put it down on the surface of my skin, every bristle is touching my skin, so every bristle is gonna be blending as I move it. It's not like the round brushes where it's angled and only the tip of the brush is touching my skin. This one's flat, so every bristle is touching my skin. So I'm gonna just blend it out real quick. Now that we have our blush and bronzer done, I'm gonna highlight my nose, my cupid's bow, and my inner corners. For my inner corner, I'm gonna take a pencil brush and take this shade Icy, and I'm gonna load it up.
I see wifey. He just wanna fight me.
And I'm gonna just spray the brush so it's more intense, and I'm gonna put this on my inner corners. Yeah, but I'm gonna switch to my my nose and my cupid's bow, and for my favorite highlighter right now is the Wet n Wild Megaglow highlighting powder in the shade Golden Flower Crown. Dude, this is so cheap. I think it's like $5, and it's like good. It's like really good. It's my favorite. So my brush is already wet from when I previously sprayed it, so I'm gonna just take this on the tip of my nose and blend it out my finger. There's no mirror. Okay, so now what am I gonna do? So I do my face highlight last. So what I'm gonna do now is mascara and lashes. So I'm gonna put mascara. I'm gonna coat my top lashes real quick. Now that my lashes are coated, I'm gonna look for some lashes to wear. It's Teddy from Kiss. I wear these.
Oh, yeah.
Pat my lashes real quick. Okay, So my lashes are on, and honestly, I'm in love with this look. It like tied everything in together. I'm gonna put lower lash mascara. The one I'm using is the Urban Decay Troublemaker mascara. And I just have a whole bunch of samples, so I use them. But a good mascara for your lower lashes is a skinny one like this, since it's gonna single them out and get each individual lash and bring it out. So I'm gonna take my Badescu facial spray and I'm put this all over my face, because I don't like to wet my brush, because when I wet my brush to make the highlight intense, it's hard to blend onto the dry places, whereas if I just like wet my whole face, then, and if I go in with the dry brush and a dry highlight, then it just blends wherever it goes and it melts into the skin. I'm gonna take this brush I stole from Catherine, and I'm gonna take the same highlight that I used, the Wet n Wild Megaglow, for my nose, and I'm gonna take this and just put it where on my cheekbones. Hit the Cupid's bow again. Okay, so now that I look like a glazed donut, last step is lips, and I'm gonna line my lips with my NYX Lip Liner in the shade Nude Truffle. And then I'm gonna mix two lipsticks today. So I'm gonna mix these two from NYX. They're both the lingerie formula. The lighter one I have is in the shade Ruffle Trim, and then I have Seduction. So I'm gonna put Seduction all over my lips, and I'm gonna take Ruffle Trim and put it on the center. I'm gonna take Ruffle Trim on the middle. Okay, so this is the finished look. I really like the way it came out. Yeah, I hope to make more videos on here in the future, in the near future. So just let me know what y'all want to see. And yeah, if you like this and you want to see more, leave a like and be sure to subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye.